Amy, welcome back to the channel. So today I wasn't actually planning on recording, however I've just written out a yoga flow and I thought why not get it recorded, let's get it out there. It's a brilliant one for really stretching through the shoulders, the neck. You know, we're often like this on our phones, at our laptops, so it's really great for just stretching out all of this area. We're also going to focus on the backs of the legs as well and the lower spine, and it should only be about 20 minutes long. Let's see how we get on. Anyway, roll out the mat, put the tunes on, and I will meet you back here. Okay, so we're going to start today's yoga flow. As we do quite a lot of these flows, we're going to come into a comfortable cross-legged position. So whether that's on a block, whether it's on a rolled up blanket, just to kind of lift yourself a little bit higher and to lengthen through the spine. Make sure you do whatever feels comfortable for you. And we're just going to place the backs of the hands on the tops of the knees. Close down the eyes and just take this time just to focus and really be aware of your breathing, of sitting on the mat and just slowing everything down. Getting in the right mindset for our little yoga flow today. So really start to concentrate on your inhales and again on your exhales. Maybe extend your inhales for a count of 4. And take an exhale for a count of 4. Just keep that rhythm going. So inhale for 4. And exhale for 4. More rounds, inhale and exhale. And the next inhale, if you blink open the eyes, just give ourselves a little bit of a wiggle. And we're going to work through some shoulder rolls. We love a shoulder roll. So on your next inhale, maybe relax the palms into just by your feet. And you're going to take an inhale. Lift the shoulders up towards the ears, gently roll them back down towards the spine. And again, inhale to raise the shoulders and exhale just to release them down. Do that a couple more rounds, so inhale and exhale. One more inhale and exhale. We're just going to go in the opposite direction, so inhale. Exhale down towards the chest. Take it slow, inhale the shoulders up. Exhale down towards the chest. Again, inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Moving on to some, not shoulder rolls, we've just done those. Just some neck rolls this time. So take an inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to drop the right ear down to the right shoulder. And we're just going to move in a clockwise direction, really slowly, stretching all the way around the neck. Come back to center and repeat again. Making sure you're focusing on your breath. And one more round, take a big inhale. And exhale to release back to center. We'll take it the opposite direction, so drop the left ear down to the left shoulder. Move anti-clockwise. Taking it nice and easy, really feeling that stretch across the tops of the shoulders, back of the neck, side of the neck. We do one more round. Release any tension through the neck and through the shoulders. Okay, so coming back to neutral, do a couple of our little side stretches that we like to do. So drop your right palm down behind the right knee. Take an inhale, raise the left arm up and over. Feeling that really nice stretch through the side body. Maybe bring the gaze up towards the palm. Take an exhale to release. Inhale the right arm up and over. And exhaling to release. Again, inhale, raise the left arm up. Really feel that stretch. Exhale, release one more time on the right. Inhale. And exhaling to release. Just give the shoulders a little bit of a wiggle, give the head a little bit of a wiggle. And now we're going to come into all fours into our tabletop position. Again, we're going to move through one of our favourite postures for warming up through the spine and the shoulders, which is our cat-cows. So you want to have your knees in line with your hips and your wrists in line with your shoulders. Have your fingertips fully spread out onto the mat. And from here, we're just going to take a big inhale. We're going to drop the belly down, bring the gaze up. And as you exhale, really round through the spine, let all the air go. Feel the stretch across the top of the shoulders. And as we inhale, drop the belly down, bring the gaze up. Exhale to release, really round through the shoulders, round through the belly. Inhale. One more round, drop the belly down, bring the gaze up. And as you exhale, to release, rounding through the spine, rounding through the shoulders. On your next inhale, bring the spine back to neutral. We're going to do a little bit of thread the needle from here. So you're going to have your right palm on the mat. We're going to inhale the left arm up. And as we exhale, we're going to thread it underneath the right arm. Let the left shoulder fall onto the mat, maybe extend the right arm out. Try not to let the hips, they have a tendency to feel as if they're going to go in the same direction as your arm, as your left arm, which you've brought underneath the right. So just try and keep your hips so that you've got them sort of square to the front of the mat and they're not hanging out more so to one side. Take a few rounds of breath here. And on your next inhale, coming all the way back up to neutral, we're going to switch to the opposite side. So put the weight into the left palm. Inhale the right arm up. As you exhale, sweep it through underneath the left arm. Bring your right shoulder to the mat. Option to extend the left arm out. And just focus on your breathing, feeling that really nice stretch. Take an inhale to come all the way up. We're going to repeat that one more time on each side. So thread the left arm through and underneath the right. Take an inhale to come back to centre. And again on the left. Inhale as you come back up to your tabletop position. Bring the elbows down onto the mat. We're going to do a few rounds of puppy pose here. So option to just bring what you want to do here is just to bring your bum slightly a little bit further back towards the heels. And here you're really going to feel the stretch through the tops of the shoulders, through the neck, through the side body, and also you're going to feel it through your glutes as well, and your lower back. So it's quite a good stretch. Stretches quite a lot of the body. Option as well, if you want to bring the elbows so that they are on the mat and you bring your palms together behind the head. Just focus on your breath. It's a really amazing stretch, this one. There's always option as well here if you wanted to grab a couple of blocks and sort of raise your elbows up so that you've got a little bit more space for your head to drop between the arms. You'll get a really nice extra stretch out. And when you're ready, bring your palms back to the mat, coming back into our tabletop position. We're going to flip the toes under and come into downward facing dog. So in our downward facing dog, maybe make your stance a little bit wider. Have your feet so they're in line with your hips and your wrists so that they're in line with your shoulders. And again, we'll have our fingertips just spreading out wide onto the mat.
Bring your gaze down towards your navel. And if it feels good, if the legs are a little bit tight today during your practice, be sure to pedal out your legs, walk the dog, and just do whatever feels good. Maybe have a little bit of a bend through the knees here as well. We're going to take a big inhale, and as we do, lift up your right leg and flip it over so that we're opening up through the hips. Try and keep your shoulders square to the front of the mat here. We're really focusing on the lower body, stretching through the hips, twisting through the spine. As you exhale, release the right leg down, take a big inhale as you raise the left leg up and over. Maybe flex through the foot. Really feel that really yummy twist and that nice stretch through the hips. Take an exhale to release. We're going to come into a runner's lunge here. So inhale the right leg up. Exhale as you bring it all the way through. Frame the foot with the palms of your hands. Drop your left knee back down to the mat. And we're going to extend the right leg out. And as we do, we're going to bring the hips back and slightly up. So you're lengthening through your spine and you're leading with your chest. You're really getting that stretch all the way through the back of the right leg. Be really mindful of how you feel. Maybe put a little bit of a flex through the foot as well. It could be quite an intense stretch, this one, so take it easy. We're going to take an inhale, and on the inhale we're going to come into a wide leg forward fold. So actually, I am going to switch myself around because I'm going to be facing the wrong way otherwise. So coming from that runner's lunge on the right, I'm going to walk myself through a wide leg forward fold here and take a little bit of a pause in your wide leg forward fold. So bring your palms so that your fingertips are in line with your toes. We're going to take an inhale to stretch out the back, and as we exhale, just come into just a little bit of a forward fold here. So let the head hang, relax through your shoulders, relax through your neck. Have the toes so that they're turned slightly inwards. Take a couple of breaths. And then on the inhale to release, we're going to come round to the runner's lunge, but on the left-hand side. So drop your right knee down, extend the left knee forwards, flexing through your left foot, and framing the foot with the palms of the hands. Again, have the fingertips nice and wide, and we want to keep the spine nice and long. So we're leading here with the chest, lengthening through the crown of the head, dropping the glutes back towards the heels. And on the inhale, release. We're going to come back into that wide leg forward fold. Only this time, we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back. Just going to tuck my jumper in. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the back. And we're just going to fold forward here. So we're opening up through the chest, lengthening through the spine, stretching across the top of the chest, through the shoulders. Nice and relaxed through the neck. And as you inhale, we're just going to release. Come back through, round to the right hand side. Bring both your knees back to the mat. And from here, we're going to lower ourselves down. We're going to do a few rounds of Sphinx. So we're going to start to work a little bit on opening up through the chest and the shoulders and strengthening through the lower back as well. So when we come into our Sphinx pose, we're going to lay completely flat down on our belly on the mat. I like to, when I'm doing like Sphinx rolls, have my palms so that they're slightly wider than the mat. So you might want to have them so obviously the mat gives you a little bit more grip. But tend to kind of push with the fingertips, rolling the shoulders back, using your lower spine to draw yourself upwards so that you're not pushing too much, because the last thing we want to do here is push so much that we give ourselves an injury through our back. So be super mindful, take it nice and slow, pressing through the tops of the feet, through the tops of the legs as well, and drawing up using your spine. Take an exhale here to release. Take a breath. And on the inhale, roll the shoulders back. Coming back up into Sphinx pose, really feeling that nice stretch pressing through the tops of the feet, keeping the legs active. And as you exhale, releasing. So bring the palms either side of the body here. Just give yourself a little bit of a wiggle out. Bring the chin into the mat. Just take a few rounds of breath. And to be mindful how you feel. Like I don't always do a lot of back bends in my yoga practice. And I think quite often that's when you need it. But be super mindful of how you're feeling during today's practice with these back bends and just take it easy. So wherever you feel as if you need to maybe pause and go back into child's pose, then make sure that you're taking that time just to be aware of how it's feeling and what it's saying to you today. So we're going to move on from here, still with our back bends. We're going to do a few rounds of locust pose. So bring your palms so they're stretched out in front of you. And again, we're going to press through the tops of the thighs here as we raise the legs up. And we're going to raise our arms up in front of us. We're going to take a breath. And as we release everything down to the mat. Bring your right ear or your left ear down onto the mat. And just regroup. Take a couple of breaths. And on the next round, bring your arms so that they're back in that position where they're either side of you. Take an inhale as you press the tops of the thighs into the mat. Raise your legs up, raising the arms up and really pushing through the palms of the hands. So you're really broadening through the chest. Feeling that really nice openness. And as you exhale, again, bring everything to the mat. Bring your palms in front of you and just rest your head onto the palms. Maybe give yourself a little wiggle from side to side. Do one more round. So from here, take an inhale. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the back. And as you inhale again, press the tops of the thighs into the mat. Lift the feet, lift the chest, broaden through your chest. Nice and strong, and exhale to let everything go. Give yourself a little bit of a wiggle. Drop the ear down onto the palms of the hands. And just regroup. And when you're ready, take an inhale, bringing ourselves back up into our tabletop position. And pushing all the way through to downward facing dog. It's a bit weird now because I'm facing in the opposite direction to what I'm used to. Take a couple of breaths here, pedal out the legs again. And then from here, just going to come into seated position on our mat. But we're going to extend the legs out and do a couple of wide leg forward folds just to stretch through the side body, stretch through the lower spine again, and just to finish our practice so that we feel as if we've stretched the whole of our body today. So take an inhale and raise up your left arm over towards the right. So here I've just got my right palm on the inside of my right foot. But you can have your hand wherever, like bring the palm wherever feels comfortable. If you want to kind of rest on the elbow a little bit here on the outside of the right leg, then do whatever feels good. Take an exhale to release. We're going to repeat on the left hand side. So inhale, the right arm up and over. And we're going to give it a little bit of a flow. So we're going to move straight back through on that left side. Exhale to release, inhale to stretch over. One more time on our right side. Take an inhale to come back to centre. I'm just going to walk the arms just between the legs here. Come to wherever feels good. You'll really feel the stretch on the inside of the legs, Flex the foot to deepen that stretch a little bit more and just let the head drop down between the tops of the arms. If you want, you can always grab hold of the toes. Just take a couple of breaths. Really ease into the stretch. And then on the next inhale, coming all the way back up to centre, bring the legs in, spin ourselves round, and we're just going to shake the legs out a little bit after today's practice and come back into cross-leg position. So I hope that you've enjoyed today's flow, as I was super keen today to get on the mat and get it recorded and get it out to you guys. So I hope that you enjoy it. Let me know how you get on, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great week.